Hello and welcome to Your Health Reclaimed with DrPND, where we help you reclaim your health with tips, tools, and resources to live your most optimal and vibrant life. Here's your host, DrPND.
Hello and welcome to Your Health Reclaimed. This is your host, DrPND. And in today's episode, we are going to discuss natural solutions for seasonal allergies. So it is a changing of the season. We just entered fall here, so I think it's a good time to speak about a topic that a lot of people struggle with and a lot of folks come to me for support. So today we're going to talk, be tackling, something that, again, affects millions of people every year, and that's allergies, also known as hay fever or allergic rhinitis and so forth. So if you've ever dealt with things like runny nose, the sneezing, the itchy eyes, or the constant congestion when the seasons change, you know how miserable that can be. And what a lot of people don't realize is that allergies aren't just about pollen floating around. They're actually an inflammatory condition that involves your immune system, your environment, and even your gut's health. And all those components come into play, to be able to get those side effects that you experience. In fact, up to 1 in 4 people worldwide suffer from allergies. And they're not only uncomfortable, but they're also linked with asthma, food sensitivity, sinus problems, even anxiety and depression indirectly. So in this episode, I really want to take the time to break down what is really going on inside the body, what lifestyle and nutrition steps can make a difference, and which supplements have actual research behind them that truly work in addressing those issues and relieving, if not even eliminating, the suffering from seasonal allergies. So what are allergies? What are they really? Well, allergic rhinitis happens when your immune system overacts to something harmless. Things like pollen, dust, mold, pet dander. Your mast cells and basophils release histamine. Therefore, that's why people take antihistamine medications, which is what makes your nose run, your eyes itch, and your skin break out. It's like the false alarm system, literally. It's like a false alarm system. So instead of ignoring the pollen, your body actually treats it like a dangerous invader. And once that system is revved up, you're more sensitive to other triggers as well. Allergies are influenced by genetics to a point, but also a lot by the environment. So pollution, secondhand smoke, high chronic stress, sleep deprivation, or poor sleep in general, diet, even dietary diversity. I always tell my clients, we live in a day and age that we have so much access to different foods from all over the world, different kinds of foods that are not even geographically even close to where we live or where we function or where we're born. And that severe diversity, believe it or not, does wreak havoc. If you look at human populations throughout the ages, you see very limited consumption of foods, relatively speaking, on daily basis or yearly basis with seasonal patterns, as opposed to what we have now. So that's something to think about, because that kind of excessive dietary diversity, it does affect people. I deal with a lot of gastrointestinal issues with folks, and I see it all the time. One of the things that they have to do is they have to go back on a more simplified, actually a lot more simplified and limited choice diet, oftentimes to be able to address their issues because of that severe diversity. Anyway, but all those factors shape how reactive our immune systems ultimately become. So I'm going to quickly go over a few things. One of them is the lifestyle interventions. Now, that's important because I know you guys want to hear about supplements, high quality nutraceutical supplements, and they're important and they work, but lifestyle has to be respected, because oftentimes that alone can make the massive difference, if not all the difference. So one is keep your indoor air clean. That means windows closed during high pollen seasons, using air conditioning on air purifiers, with high, rated MERV HEPA filters. I'll go as far as actually getting something like IQ Air or Air Doctor, certified HEPA filtration devices with additional filtration capabilities, which really make a massive difference when it comes to home health and clean air. Cleaning your filters regularly and replacing them. For air conditioning systems, they have phenomenal installation units that actually go on the air handlers, not just the high-end intake filters, but also like a central filter that goes in. It's a medical grade HEPA filter that really removes tremendous amount of things from the air. So bottom line is keep your indoor air clean. It's extremely important. Avoid smoke. That includes, that includes both smoking and secondhand smoke, which increases risk and severity of allergies. It really does. That also includes vaping and cigar use, by the way. So especially if you have small children, that is something that you should not be doing at home, or whatever you do it, keep it away from. Number 3, simple, has been beat to death, but prioritizing sleep. People do not sleep well. People have horrible hygienes of sleep. They really don't pay attention to that. Even if people say, well, I sleep 8-9 hours, right? But are you sleeping high quality, restful, rejuvenating sleep? Most people do not. If you're waking up to urinate throughout the night, even once, that is still not good. Okay, once in a while, it's not a problem, but in a pattern, you're waking up 1, 2, 3, 4, let alone more than that, throughout the night, to urinate, waking up with anxiety, going to bed at different times, blasting your eyes with blue light from devices. All these things will interfere with your sleep. Even if you take sleep medications, especially if you're taking sleep medications, you are not getting restorative, healthy, proper sleep by any means. So really pay attention to sleep, because poor sleep makes allergy reactions worse without fail. Number 4, manage stress, eliminate stress, whatever you can, and the rest, do mitigation the best way possible. Stress will trigger interactions between your nervous system, endocrine system, and immune system, all of which will make allergies worse. Okay. So don't just go for the medication, which is not going to do anything. If anything, there are other issues that, chronic antihistamine use has, which we're going to discuss today, or even supplements, but really prioritize those lifestyle aspects. Number 5 is shower at night, especially if you work outdoors, if you travel in pollution a lot, in the road a lot. Wash off pollen and change clothes before bed so you're not carrying allergens into your sheet. I can't tell you, a lot of people have low-grade allergies to their pets. So obviously the pets are, a massive part of our lifestyle, especially, for most people. But do not let your pet sleep on your bed, especially your sheets and your pillows. When you go to bed, your bedroom should be a sanctuary in sleep. It's for you to sleep and not to have your bed cluttered, which a lot of animals will sleep with people and they'll disrupt their sleep. Also, the more you have big animals and people close their doors, that kind of lowers the oxygen concentration in the room by default. You have like large dogs, and especially they're sleeping with you in bed. But the biggest thing is, do not let the pets sleep or lay or stay in your bed when you're sleeping at night, because they will make things worse without fail. Okay. So the showering at night, changing your clothes, it does make a difference. Limit pollution exposure by default. Environmental pollution acts like a lighter fluid on the fire of allergies, if you want to call it. It literally amplifies the immune reaction, because all those chemicals, those particulates that are present in the air, do affect your immune system in many different ways. So limit exposure to environmental toxins and pollution to the best of your ability. One way is, if you sit in traffic, if you travel a lot, use the recirculation option in your vehicle, and you can also install a HEPA filter and an air filter in the vehicle. IQ Air, a company, and among many others, make really good quality air filters and also air purification system to plug into your lighter, for electricity. But keep the windows up and use the recirculation option in your vehicle, whether you have heat or AC or whatever it might be. These are simple things, but they add up over time, and for some people can make all the difference in the world. All right, so let's go ahead and speak about diet and nutritional considerations, okay? What you eat obviously plays a huge role in how your immune system responds, okay? Let me talk about, aside from some of the obvious stuff, processed food. I beat this to death. Processed food will continue, it has been, it will continue to do massive damage on people's immune systems. Processed and ultra processed foods do a damage to your immune system. Highly refined sugar, which a lot of people eat every single day, especially, lowers directly immune system. Okay, couple teaspoons of processed refined sugar like white sugar or high fructose corn syrup can lower immune function for a day or so. These things have been measured. Okay, you can do your own research. Get off processed foods. I'm telling you, it makes a big difference. Going further, test for food sensitivities. Not food allergies necessarily, food sensitivities. If you're allergic to a food, you're going to know it. Food sensitivities are very hard to catch. They can propagate anywhere from a few hours all the way down to 96 hours later, and there's no way you're going to remember what you exactly ate yesterday, let alone 3 or 4 days later. So test for food sensitivities, because removing those foods can greatly improve allergies, if not in certain people, completely eliminate them. So do a comprehensive IgG food sensitivity test and remove the offensive foods. Okay, going further than that, I'll highly suggest doing a gastrointestinal test, stool test, a comprehensive one that is going to give you how your gut is functioning. As you guys know, 70-80% of the immune system is modulated and housed in the gut. There's a reason why people talk about the gut immune function, because it is. You have a dysfunctional gut, you will have dysregulated and dysfunctional immune system. As simple as that. Now, as far as diet, ingesting high quality, unrancidified, okay, not rancid, high quality omega-3 fatty acids. Okay, these are very important. Obviously, I found things like wild caught salmon, sardines, anchovies, mackerel, high quality fish supplements, or krill, from krill. These are also very high quality, but make sure that they're not rancidified. Make sure they're for a highly qualified, highly pure, reputable, clinical grade source. So you're actually getting the benefit of it. Getting enough high quality fiber based on your need. Now, you have to be careful, because people with certain gut problems, they can be very sensitive to certain fibers, or some people to all fibers. So that's not going to obviously run for them. But getting enough fiber from eating, healthy, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, you help with your gut, obviously, by default, and it'll calm your immune system down as well. Because one of the biggest reasons is fiber feeds your microbiome, okay? The good bugs in your gut. So healthy gut makes for a calmer immune system just by default. Again, to talk about dietary diversity. Now, eating a wide variety of foods, okay, is linked with high quality foods. Let me rephrase this: eating a variety of high nutrient dense foods is linked to low risk of allergic disease, especially in women. These are studies for that. When I was talking about the dietary diversity from previously in the beginning of the podcast, I was talking about different fares and foods that people eat out, especially at restaurants or prepackaged foods. I'm not talking about the diversity of fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and good quality grains and obviously fish, poultry, and meat. I'm talking the severe dietary diversity of people eating out. Like they'll eat Chinese today, they'll eat Indian food tomorrow, they'll eat some Italian fare next day, or they might mix and match 3 different meals. for the day. Same with the processed food. And another thing, remember, processed prepackaged foods, even ingredients may depend where you're eating out. A lot of those things come out of the country, from low quality places like, China and Philippines and, some of the other places that are not, really well regulated, if at all, for quality. So do not confuse dietary diversity of eating, good, healthy, nutrient dense foods with the diversity of having different food type choices, especially when it comes to prepackaged and pre-made foods and obviously restaurant foods. But having a good high nutrient density is important. So eating different kinds of berries, for example, different kinds of fruits. Again, go back to doing a IgG food sensitivity test. Make sure you're sensitive to something, because if you're eating like organic blueberries, wild blueberries, which are extremely good for your immune system and just in general, but you have a high sensitivity for them, you're kind of defeating the purpose there, because you're stoking that inflammatory fire if you have a high sensitivity for those foods, for the berries in this case. Okay. Now we talk about food cross reactions. This one is fascinating because up to 90% of people with pollen allergies also react to certain foods because the proteins are very similar. So, for example, we see this all the time. Like if you're allergic to birch pollen, apples or carrots may trigger an oral allergy reaction. And I'll see, 30-40% of the time, I'll see people actually being sensitive to carrots and apples, or apples. And even though they might be organic, good nutrient dense foods, if they have a sensitivity to those foods, that's what talks about the cross reaction here. So also common culprits can include nuts, apples, peaches, cherries, celery, soy sauce, soy, and even olive oil. So this is why, elimination diets can sometimes be life-changing for, allergy sufferers, but even more so if they do a comprehensive food sensitivity test. These are just things, a few things to think about that are also important. Another, tried and true and very inexpensive and easy addition is to eat raw, local, preferably organic honey. Okay, 1 teaspoon a day, it can really help in many cases reduce the reactions by exposing it to the trace amounts of the local pollen. But the key is to be raw, unfiltered, local honey. Not, it can be raw organic, but if it's not local, it defeats the purpose. And obviously, keep in mind, it's not for kids under 1 or during pregnancy. That's just something that is common sense here that you guys should remember. But raw, local, preferably organic honey can really make a difference. Let's talk about some, key diagnostic markers. Clinically, allergies can be confirmed with IgE blood tests, skin prick tests, or looking at the ionophil counts in the blood. As I said before, doing a comprehensive GI stool testing can also really tell a lot, and really can help you understand how the gut is actually contributing to your allergies. So, for instance, if you have high calprotectin, high zonulin, or the secretory IgA, okay, also called SIG-A, are high, especially extremely high, well, it can tell a lot about the dysregulation in the gut and why a lot of the inflammation from the gut that is there is causing and contributing to those allergies, including food sensitivities as well. So a dysregulated gut can contribute to allergies greatly, exacerbated, add new allergies, but also will contribute to food sensitivities a lot of times, or greatly exacerbate them. So along with the IgG, blood test that looks for comprehensive, food sensitivities, I always like to do a GI map, which is one of the gold standards for stool testing. And based on the person's history, symptomology, and the results of those tests, we really can dial in a healthy dietary and supplemental intervention protocol to get them help with allergies and make a big difference for them. So I know you guys want a quick one, and of course, that'll be the supplements. So let me give you the supplement protocol that I generally use. I don't use that with everybody. I do not use all those things every time at the same time. There are often times that I'll add things depending on what the person needs. Again, you have to test, you can't guess. So, but these are the general supplements that work extremely well on all levels. A, to help you with the immune system by default, just not to get sick, or help reduce the occurrences of colds and flus, but also in this case talk about allergies. One of them is a product called Histe. This is a blend with quercetin, bromelain, nettle leaf, and vitamin C. And it also has salts as well. And it really makes a difference when it comes to allergies, especially seasonal allergies. Quercetin, for one, will stabilize the mast cells, which are the ones that release histamine. So I see a lot of people that have, mast cell overproduction and reactivity. So the bromelain will improve the absorption and reduce the inflammation. The nettle leaf extract and the vitamin C both add extra antihistamine and immune support. So think of this as your sort of natural, no side effects antihistamine stack. Okay. The other one is a very high end live multi-strain probiotic called ProbioMed 100. Now, this is a great general probiotic for maintenance, or if you're trying to address dysbiosis in certain ways. But this is a high-dose probiotic with over 100 billion CFUs from 10 different clinically researched and validated strains. So it really works phenomenal, and it's actually extremely easy on the tummy and very good for kids. Yeah, a lot of kids take it. Now, why do probiotics matter? Well, because a healthy gut microbiome is like having a balanced referee for your immune system, if you want to call it. That's why it goes back to the gut immune connection. If your gut is inflamed and there's dysfunction or dominated by wrong bacteria, such as pathogens, so forth, your immune system will become overactive. It just happens. Obviously, the immune system is extremely complex. The gut microbiome and its function are extremely complex. But in a nutshell, that's what somewhere, somehow, it always ends up happening, and your immune system just becomes dysregulated and in many cases just overactive. The other supplement that really makes a difference, as I said before, is the high quality, pure triglyceride natural form of omega-3 fatty acids. I use a product called Omega Veil Hypo, or high potency. It's a high potency, basically omega-3 product with EPA and DHA with a balanced 1-to-1 ratio. As you guys all know, omega-3s are, inflammation regulators. I mean, they really do. So they, shift your body, toward producing anti-inflammatory compounds. And for allergy sufferers, this is honestly crucial because histamine reactions are really just overactive inflammation. Anyway, swing it. That's what it boils down to. The other product that I use is a product called ADK Eval, and this provides vitamin D plus vitamin K1 and K2, gerangitol, and ultimately, this really helps with the absorption. That synergistic blend, it really makes a big difference. So the ADK also has vitamin A retinol and vitamin E from tocotrienols, not tocopherol, which is the kind of synthetic garbage version, if you want to call it. But tocotrienols come from the palm plant, another plant, I'm sorry, and that is the purest and the most potent bioavailable form of vitamin E. So as you guys know yourself, the fat soluble vitamins are extremely important. So these vitamins should always be taken together if possible with a healthy fat containing meal. So what does the ADK Avail do? Ultimately, in this case, really optimize the immune system. Vitamin A, okay, retinol, not carotenoids, retinol, an animal form of vitamin A, is very important for lung function. So people with asthma and other respiratory issues, especially triggered by allergies, that makes a big difference. It's very protective. And number 5 is called product called Stellar C. And this product is technically a C vitamin C supplement, but there are bioflavonoids in there. So there's acerola cherry, vitamin C, ascorbic acid, quercetin, hesperidin, and rutin. And all these are noted for their protective, antioxidative, and immune supportive properties, as well as their support for a healthy inflammatory response in general. So again, a great product, really helps keep the cold season at bay, cold and flu in general. And the last one is called quercetin and nettles. This one is a phenomenal product. Is almost 600 milligrams of quercetin and nettle extract, and again, supports the immune system. It supports the respiratory health. It promotes antioxidant status and activity. Promotes normal inflammatory response, which again it boils down to overactive immune system. It helps to promote balanced response to common environmental allergies and environmental triggers. So these are the 6 supplements that I really use. I'm going to put a link down for you guys. They all 6 are there. If you guys want to look at them, read about them, read the literature and their clinical reviews and the studies, I can familiarize yourself. And I'll post a link down. You can go to also DrPND.com, go to my store, and you can purchase those from there. But these are the staples that I use for seasonal allergies. And these, again, taken together, either all those and or in different combinations, this protocol just isn't about the supplement symptoms. It's really about training your immune system to stop overreacting. Okay. So it's not just about suppressing the symptoms, but again, it's about training your immune system to stop overacting and really helping your immune system regulate itself. Okay. Unlike medications, they just suppress the symptom. You want to address the root cause. That's the whole purpose between holistic root cause health, is to be able to address the root causes of the problem. That way your body can heal itself and begin to function normally. All right. So what are the takeaways? Here's the bottom line. Allergies are not just a nuisance. Okay. They're a sign your immune system is overacting. Okay. They're technically not normal. It's okay to have something a little here, a little there, low grade benign, like a little itchy eyes for like a week or two, depending on the pollen season and so forth. But what most people have is substantial chronic issues with allergies, and that is not good. It's just, again, a sign that your immune system is dysregulated. Now, conventional antihistamines mask the symptoms, you guys know that, but they do not address why your body is hypersensitive in the first place. You have to address the root cause. So by cleaning up your environment, like we talked about, supporting your gut, also your liver, which is extremely important, diversifying, your diet with high nutrient dense foods, organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised, wild-caught. These are important, make a difference. And using targeted, nutraceutical supplements, like we talked about, the quercetin, probiotics, omega-3s, the fat-soluble vitamins, these can shift your body back into balance. Okay. But just understand that it's never a quick fix. Now, if somebody just has a low-grade seasonal allergies that flare up for a few weeks, oftentimes the history is quercetin and nettles and the stellar C alone, you'll resolve that very quickly. But again, most people have pretty substantial, and obviously some people have some very severe seasonal allergies that really just debilitate their lives. So that's something that we want to think about. Allergies don't have to control your life or your seasons, really. They really don't. Okay, with the right approach, you can retrain your immune system, calm the inflammation, and feel good year round. Or this kind of drastic improvement in your symptoms, and let your body breathe, if you want to call it. So this is it for today. It's very important to understand that, again, seasonal allergies are just a nuisance. It is your immune system's way of telling you that it is dysregulated and overacting, and things almost always get worse as time goes on, especially considering the chronic disease epidemic that we have in this country. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to us. Go to DrPND.com. Call us, email us, reach us on Facebook, Instagram. We'd love to talk to you. We always give free consultations. to see how we can, help you. And if you guys have any questions regarding the nutrients, supplements that we discussed, reach out to me. Anybody who purchases from my store, from the link that I'll post, you guys will have free support, unlimited support, based on those supplement recommendations that I've taken. Anyway, this is it for today. Until next time, this is again your host, Dr. PND, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week.
Thank you for your valuable time and for listening to the Your Health Reclaimed podcast with Dr. PND. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and share this episode with a person you know it can help. If we can help you in any way, or you would like to connect with Dr. PND, please visit drpnd.com. That's drpnd.com.